Hello Daily Drafters and welcome back to the channel for today's Arena Gauntlet League match. Today is match number 15, closing out week 3 and the first half of this Arena Gauntlet League. With this Abzan mid-range deck you see on your screen right now, I mean we've got a pretty darn good record as you'll see in a moment going so far. And it's kind of hit or miss as to if this deck is surviving into week 3, and we still got potentially 3 weeks after this. But this is the deck we're going to give a shot here today with a little bit of removal, some fixing, and some nice 2-drop into 3-drop creatures. See if we can get it done today. Before our match, let's look at the top of the 184 player leaderboard, and you get to see our name on there before today's match. We are sitting in 11th place here prior to our match. We are 10-4, and a win today depends on how many others have played after we, or in between this recording and when we finish the match. But could move us up a little bit, who knows. It's a very, very competitive league, lots of great players up here, and it's great to see our name at the very top, or close to it. And within the Abzan clan, we are trailing just Pluto himself. Was first overall, and is first in the Abzan clan too, which is great. Great to have Pluto on our team. But we're sitting here in second with the record of 10-4, so it's a pretty good spot to be, and we're helping out our clan in the Ascendancy Challenge as best we can. Now today's match is going to be against Dufel, who is in the Sultai clan, which is one of the clans we're battling it out in the Ascendancy Challenge right now in week 3 to see if we can get that top spot. They're playing a full-on, not 5-color, but 4-color deck, all colors but white. They sit with a record of 6-6 in 90th place so far this league. But when it comes to their lifetime AGL win record, they got more games than us and many more wins. 87-54 with almost a 62% win rate here, and ours is just north of 57. So very good player. We have actually played twice before in previous leagues, and we have a record of 1-1 against each other. So we're going to see if today we can take that lead in the season series and go up to 2. Now we've got our top 8 badge here on the left. Dufel has outdone us. I think they top 8'd the Bloomborough League and the Duskmorn League to give them 2 top 8s. And they've only played, I believe, 6 leagues. So 33% top 8 percentage for them. 2 out of 6 leagues. Great player. Really excited for today's match. It's going to be a good one. And without any further ado, see you in game 1. Alright, we get to go first here, and in the spirit of the last several matches, get to start with a mulligan. I feel like that's kind of been what we've been doing, and get to mull to 5 here, so that feels great. So, can't cast any card in my hand. If one of these was a swamp, I'd keep it, but there's no guarantee we can do anything here. So we'll keep this, and I guess put back Current and Maneuver. I don't like not having removal, but we're going to search for a land and then decide which of these 2 things to do. I need these 3 cards for sure. So, and I very much like Negotiations. That's in the deck for a purpose. So the question is, do we keep the creature or a removal spell? Nope, can't do that. I think we'll just do this. Alright, can we overcome a mull to 5 here? You never know. Probably not, but we'll see. Alright, let's go get, I think, just a plains here. Take action. Get the plains on top, and I'll probably play the Pack Beast here. I would very much like to get my creatures down while I can. Negotiations is obviously good, and there's a chance it can still hit a good card, even being played on turn 4 here. There's an Abhorrent Oculus in this pool, but I'm not seeing a ton of busted rares necessarily. So let's go ahead and see what we're dealing with. Also, what we could do is just attack with the Pack Beast and use the Kirin to return one of the 1/1s here. I could also put the counter on the Sentinel and attack with both and then potentially trade here. I think I'm going to do that. Let's see what we're dealing with. So we've got a removal spell, a flyer removal spell, a flyer, Pilgrim's Eye, Wayfarer. The Pilgrim's Eye guarantees a land drop here, and it also blocks my Kirin very well. Very much like that we know about the Caustic Exhale and can play around that. Actually, all of these things. So I'm thinking I'm actually going to take the Pilgrim's Eye here, which is kind of counterintuitive. They're going to have to kind of use this Caustic Exhale on the Kirin if I take the Pilgrim's Eye, so it kind of forces their hand. So let's do this and then offer this trade here. Okay, they're just going to take 5. And if they play the Appraiser or the Wayfarer with a counter, then this thing can't attack anymore. I guess it can with Caustic Exhale, but I'd really like to use the Kirin to return one of the blocked 1/1s. That's my biggest goal. So I doubt they're going to get the counter here. They're probably just going to return one of these. Well, yes, they will return a land since they hit 3 of them. And hold up Caustic Exhale, I suppose, which means maybe the Pack Beast doesn't have attacks now. See if I draw an untapped land here. Okay, I can't block because of Caustic Exhale. It would kill my Pack Beasts, so no blocks. Card I can't cast. So if I attack with Pack Beast, they're going to block and use Caustic Exhale, in which case I would kind of have to use Caustic Exhale on the Wayfarer, which is not a great use of that card. But the good news about that is it gets the Caustic Exhale out of their hand, which I think is also relatively important. That opens up the Kirin being able to get in for attacks. So actually, he could just block and then doesn't even have to use the Exhale until after damage is dealt, which means I use the Exhale first and he keeps the Exhale. So actually, I don't think that's very good. So let's just attack here, I think. Yeah, I'm glad we know about the Exhale, but it is making our life a little bit difficult. Alright, all the value, drawing multiple cards here. So now do I use the Caustic Exhale on that, potentially forcing a Sarkhan's Resolve if you want to keep it alive here? Because again, if I block, he doesn't have to use a trick pre-combat. He can just finish off my creature with the Exhale. I could also block and then use the Kirin to save the Pack Beast in the event that he uses Resolve or the Exhale, either one. It's not great, but that means I have to replay it. I don't get the value of drawing the card by returning a 1/1, but as long as he has Caustic Exhale, I can't really attack with this thing. See if he goes for the Caustic Exhale to finish it off here. Okay, that resolves. Probably looking through my pool to see what I could have. All right, yeah, he put me on Kieran there. But unfortunately now, this Voice of Victory, I mean, it means you can't cast spells on my turn, but if I play this, I can't do anything else. I'm just missing land drops here. Sure. And missing land drops has just been brutal. We could force kind of the same play here. But I mean, they're at 7 cards in hand now when they draw. I mean, we're stuck at 3 lands. It's just going to be hard to overcome a mull to 5 stuck on 3 lands here. I mean, if I play the Voice of Victory, I'd really like the Kieran to be able to protect something. If I play the Voice of Victory, it's going to go to his turn, and then he's going to use the Exhale on the Voice of Victory, I would think. And I can't do anything about that. It's just going to die. But that opens up potential attacks for Pack Beast. Alright, I guess I'm just going to do this. I don't like it, but I don't like a lot of what's going on our side of the battlefield as far as lands go. So let's see what the decision ends up being here. There are 2 Caustic Exhales in that pool. And I'm seeing every color but white so far. I'd be shocked if Caustic Exhale doesn't take down the Voice of Victory here, but, I mean, you never know. Could have a great 5 or 6 mana play. Yeah, sure. I have a feeling Voice of Victory is dying no matter what we do here. But if I don't block, it's probably just going to get Caustic Exhaled. And then on their turn, I kill this thing. They draw an extra card, but I attack for 3 more. And if I draw an untapped land, I can Kieran and bounce one of them post-combat. How many? I think this is attacked 3 times, and 3 times it's gotten them a land. So that's been great. I mean, you gotta exhale the victory, right? I mean, I'd be shocked if you don't. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, we did draw the nice card here, and the nice card being the land. So let's get that resolves, draw your card. Attack. And then we get to draw our card. But is it too little too late here now? we weren't able to really do what we wanted to do. And now he's back to 7 cards in hand. I mean, this Traveling Botanist has just gone the distance here. It's drawn 3 cards when usually... I'm not sure any Traveling Botanist has ever drawn a card that I've played against in this league so far. Oh, there's a Sage of the Skies in the pool, but I don't see white mana yet. I wonder if he's just not running white. It's the only white rare that's worth running here. Okay, so that becomes a 4/4, which means the Pack Beast can't really attack. Still has +3/+3 up, so I can't really block here either. Oh, finally, we didn't draw an extra card. Could very well just use this to destroy this creature, but looks like he doesn't want to just yet. Are there any counter spells? I think it's too late for me to think about that. Not Dispelling Exhale, and not the Spectral Denial, so at least not in Tarkir. Ah, there's the Spectral Denial. I see it, but it looks like he accidentally punted. Why did I not... Oh, misclick on the X. Yeah. Unfortunately, a misclick. If it's any consolation, I did not see the Spectral Denial before I cast it. It wouldn't have changed my play. I guess it might have, because I could have played around it with the Skyrider here, but I don't know. So let's play the Siege. Passing with all of your mana. I don't like that. Okay, so it's a close game here. I have a lot of weird and difficult decisions to make based on the mana that is available. Okay, down goes that, and I pretty much have to put it on the Pack Beast because he can just destroy the Kirin. So I'm going to put the counters over here. And then I can actually, if I attack with the Pack Beast, could just block here. Block and use the Sarkhan's Resolve, and I want to keep my Pack Beast. So if I attack with Kirin, gets a counter, you pretty much have to kill it with the Sarkhan's Resolve, and then I can play Skyrider, and next turn I'm attacking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which is still not 7. But if I attack with, let's say I attack with both here. Now this will get Menace. So if I attack with both, has to double block this, take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which makes this lethal. This is all assuming that Sarkhan's Resolve is the only card. But if I only attack here, he probably uses Sarkhan's Resolve here. I play the Skyrider, next turn I can attack for 6. No, 7 because of the Siege. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that makes next turn lethal. So let's just attack with the Kirin. And then keep our Pack Beast and see if Sarkhan's Resolve does get used here. If it's not Sarkhan's Resolve, that's going to be pretty bad for us. Okay, it is. That's fine. So now we can just do this. Is there another Caustic Exhale? No? Gonna make a 1/1? So we have lethal on board. Let's see if any of these 3 cards can do anything about that. That won't do it. No. Don't remove it. There's 3 Dragon's Prey and 2 Caustic Exhales in the pool. How nice must it be over there? I feel like if he had removal, he would have just used it on the Skyrider. Also thinking maybe if it passes back to my turn, if he uses it at instant speed, I could make bad attacks, so... Okay, digging. Does have mana for Dragon's Prey. Alright, I mean, I guess I basically just have to go for it. Alright. We did get it. Alright, another relatively mid-range deck. I feel like our deck lines up pretty decently against that one. And with all of the removal, I think Lightfoot Techniques and or Undying Malice actually seem pretty good. I don't know if I need to run all of them, but I'll put them in for now. What else seems decent here? Those are the cards that stick out. I mean, maybe I didn't see great targets for our own Sarkhan's Resolve. Yeah, not a lot of flyers. Flyers seem pretty good against him. But I still don't feel like stooping low enough for Tempest Talk here. So what seems not great, especially on the draw? These Skull Hunters on the draw have always very much disappointed. So I think taking that out. And is there a non-creature I could get away with taking out here? I could probably just get away with one of each of these. Yeah, that seems okay here. I like everything else relatively. I mean, the host is pretty good because if it dies to removal, it gets counters on things. We are decreasing our 2-drop count by taking out the Skull Hunters, but we're putting in some protection for the creatures that we do resolve. The Earth Carver's just so bad. It does kind of protect against removal in a way, but it requires us to hold up 2 mana. I just don't think that's good enough. So I think this is what I'm going to try to run here into the second game. So let's give this one a shot. See you there. Okay, here in game 2, I do think we get to keep this hand. We got Initiate and Kieran, and it's pretty decent. We've got 2 chances, no, 3 chances at one of our 2 aggressive negotiations to go Initiate into negotiations, which is always a decent curve. Got a Multa 6 over there. And a 1-drop. Yeah, that's pretty good against us. And value out of the graveyard. Must be nice. Okay, could hit a counterspell here. Unless they go for a 2-drop. Hopefully not the Botanist. Ozolith. Yeah, that could be a problem. But we're just gonna do what we can and play our creatures. Got 2 more shots at a land now to make sure that we can start to double spell. We got a lot of 2-drops in the hand. And hopefully the Initiate survives. Alright, just going all in on the Maverick here, eh? Yeah, no blocks. Okay, we did get a land. That's pretty good. So the question is, hold up Osseous Exhale. Use Initiate. Or hold up Kirin. Because if he uses the Ozolith again and just goes all in on the Maverick, I mean, I have to find an answer to that, right? So I guess I attack and just use Osseous Exhale, and next turn I could potentially make a 1/1 and kill a 2/2. Doesn't seem great. Could play a Siege and Kirin or something like that, but if I use this and just pass it back, and then he makes that a 5/5, I mean, next turn it becomes a 7/7? What am I doing about all of that, right? I guess continually chumping with 1/1s. That's something I could do. It makes my maneuvers better. Because next turn I could play Kirin and then maneuver the Maverick. Unless he puts 2 counters on it. In which case my plan would just be to chump with the 1/1s over and over. Let's try this. Okay, that's fine. That means he's not planning on going super tall there, but now both of these are kind of an issue. Alright, we play Bearer of Glory and then hold up Coordinated Maneuver for an Ozolith activation. But then you could still attack with both creatures, which doesn't feel great. I could just do this now and get rid of this thing. I think I'm actually going to hold off and maybe just use the Exhale while I build up my creature count to make the maneuver a little bit better. He did miss a land drop, I think. I'm gonna bluff this, and then if he goes to damage, I'll use the Exhale. But if he tries to remove something, I'll kill it in response with the Exhale, I think is what I'm gonna do here. Although the issue could become, if it's like Sarkhan's Resolve, then both my creatures are still gonna die here. I could just let this happen. This is tough now. There isn't Alesha's Legacy, I guess. I don't know how many combat tricks he's trying to run. Alright, let's go for it here. Okay, it did work. Hopefully just like taps out for something that doesn't affect the board. It's not the worst thing. missing land drops, but like I'm kind of on the back foot here, and the Ozolith activations make these creatures a size that is really annoying. My plan is to block with the 1/1, return it to the hand with the Kirin, draw a card, and not have it die. Okay, that blocks decently well on this board. And we can still hold up Pack Beasts while we do it. Or, I mean, hold up Coordinated Maneuver while we do this. Can I afford to, like, try to race here? Or do I just die to removal? Got some sort of instant. Could be Caustic Exhale. We're attacking for 5, 6, 7, 8. Put them to 9. Almost kind of lethal next turn, basically. I also just realized I could be destroying the Ozolith here, but it's almost too late for that. I'd rather try to kill a creature. This could be a little overzealous. Might use the Caustic Exhale now to try to prevent some damage if he sees that, if he thinks racing is not in his best interest. And if it is just Caustic Exhale, I have Coordinated Maneuver I could use right now to kill this Sultai Devotee. I think it is Caustic Exhale. There it is. So let's go ahead and do this here. Okay, prevent some damage. Go to 12. Next turn we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 coming in, so it's not lethal. The Ozolith. Alright, so do I fall for some sort of combat trick here? I mean, I have to block, right? Or do I? I guess I don't have to block. Okay, go to 5. Darn. Interestingly, something I can do is put the Baron Step Siege on... I was going to say put it on Mardu, attack with these two. I don't know if he's going to block, though. Can attack with this one, because I can give it Menace. So the Pack Beast is basically a free attack here. This is a really close game. I can go to 4 by making a 1/1, make a siege, or use the siege and then put counters on these 3 things here. This can block either of those things. So let's do this. I could kind of surprise with Mardu, because a creature did just die under my turn to make them sacrifice one of these two things, but I don't think that really matters. Putting counters might just end this game very, very quickly. So let's put it on Abzan. And then make a 1/1? I know I have to go to 4 to do that, but it'll get a counter. These are tough games. I don't know exactly if I'm playing these correctly. I don't know if I should be the aggressor or the defender here. Okay, starting to hit the land drops over there. I kind of have to block both creatures this turn if they both attack, because I have seen Sarkhan's Resolve. So let's see if he's got enough removal to... I guess I die to removal. 2 removal spells? I'm technically not dead to even still, because unless one is a 1 mana removal, a 2 mana removal, and the Ozolith, I guess I would die to, but that's... that's asking a lot. Okay, if that's the play, I feel like I'm okay with that. Just trying to set up defenses now. Oh, gain some life? Sure. Delve, maybe? What's going on? Oh, God. Yeah, I guess that's the way, that is a way we could lose this game. I had mentioned that. Why did that go end up revealed? Oh, that was the card. That was the Manifest Dread token. Okay, well, am I just dead now to a removal spell? I mean, do I have lethal is another question. So let's say I give the Kirin Menace, go to 5. Block, 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 go to 3. So I don't have lethal, so I am dead to removal here. Alright, this doesn't have vigilance. I mean, I can give this menace and a counter, but like, that would let it trade with something? I mean, it would probably just trade with the Maverick. It's probably going to block. They'll block with Abhorrent Oculus and the Maverick. I would kill the Maverick. This would take... They would go to 7. Regardless, I'm dead to removal in any way here. Because of this Oculus here. Alright, let's try that. And now it's just hopefully no removal for the Kirin. Is all we can really hope for. I guess I'll kill the trade route envoy here. Okay, never mind, I'll kill the Maverick. That's what I thought would happen. All right. Go to 2. And cross your fingers that they don't have a removal spell. Okay, that looks 2 cards deeper for the second Caustic Exhale, or if that's an untapped land, a Dragon's Prey, maybe? Such a close game here, regardless of the result. Okay, go to 8. He technically has attacks with the Oculus, assuming you don't die on the backswing, which I don't think you do. I just have to chump with the Kieran. Alright, well if he had removal he would have used it, so... I doubt that's it. So now it's the question of... does he think he has attacks with the Oculus? Based off of math, and it looks like he does. So, got a block. Ends up with another 2/2. I have 4 creatures. I can give one of them Menace. Now I'm dead on board. Okay. Draw a removal spell or something? There's the removal. Doesn't quite do anything here. I assume he did the math as far as... yeah, this isn't gonna work. Darn. So we'll give it here, and then pay, put the counter. That's not gonna be enough. Block that, go to 1. Oh, you could also just, yeah, do all of that. That works too. Darn! Oh man, I feel like I could have got that one. I just didn't play it right. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. The Oculus got me there. That's for sure. Ugh, brutal. Alright. Okay, what can we do? Ooh, that's good to know about the Crotic Nest Guard, though. So we're on the play now, so we can bring both of these in. We got the Malice and the Technique. I guess I can take one Technique out. On the play, I think the Skull Hunters will be good enough. I like our matchup here. I mean, it seems pretty decent for us. I like everything else. I mean, the only way to deal with the Eye is to bring in the Sarkhan's Resolve. The Ozolith didn't seem like a huge issue. They just got it down so early that it was bad, so I don't think I need to bring in like the I could bring in the leopard, but then I'd have to up my forest count here. The Death Gorger's not horrible against the Oculus. It also flies over like the 4/4 reach and stuff that he presented in that last game. Actually, no, the Krotik Neskar doesn't have reach, I don't think. No, it doesn't, just Defender. Okay, it's good against our deck, though. I mean, it's an early big roadblock. And then I just come back to this Malice a little bit. Maybe this random bodyguard, but that also seems like okay. Alright, I guess I'll take the Malice out and just try to curve out, get the win before we can really do much about it. So we'll run this way, back into game 3. Okay, we get to go first here, and we don't have our 2s, but we do have a very good 3 into 2 pretty decent 4s with all colors of our mana, so we don't get off to as good of a start as I would like, unless we can draw exactly a 2-drop, any 2-drop in the deck. But Warden of the Grove hopefully doesn't get to eat a removal spell, but there are plenty in the pool. I would not necessarily expect this to survive, but maybe we get lucky. Unfortunately, did not draw 2. We do have 11 or 12 of them, but didn't find one. Let's see if it survives here. Alright, Swamp Caustic Exhale, Swamp Dragon's Prey, what do we got? No Molten Exhales in the pool. Okay, that's decent news for us. Alright, it survived. Let's go. Alright, let's play the Lancer. Put a counter on it, I think, actually. That way, now we have 2 pretty big threats here. I don't know which one they're going to want to kill, but both of these are pretty annoying. They do have Zagoth Triome here, so that does mean they have access to black. So there are many, many cards in the deck that could kill us here. Ah, the Botanist. MVP, this Botanist here. It has absolutely destroyed us. As far as drawing, I think it's drawn 4 or 5 cards over the course of 2 games. The 2 games that it was in. What is that? Okay, well thank goodness we have Planar Disruption. Let's see what we're dealing with first here. Whoa. Yeah, there's the Caustic Exhale. And I think well, I don't actually have to get rid of it anymore because all my creatures are too big for it, right? So, is there blue mana? Yes, there is. So, Eshki could come down. The Neskar doesn't really matter. The Whale of War, I don't think really mattered. Yeah, dodged the Exhale, yep. Don't care about the Wayfarer, so is it Eshki? I think it's just... because the Caustic Exhale doesn't really do anything here. I mean, I guess it prevents attacks in the future, but like Eshki could come down. But if Eshki comes down next turn, I mean, I attack with... they might just be dead on board. I don't even know. None of these creatures do anything here. So let's actually just get rid of that. Play the Planar Disruption on Codis. and then get in for 10. And now next turn, we've got, removal spell for Eshki. And a Host of the Hereafter. Yeah, so we'll have this enter... Oh no! That's okay. I can't pay the ward 1 now, but we can still attack through it. They have to chump with Eshki, which is fine. So I'm just going to make a 3/3. Kill this thing. And that should be good game. Yeah, that's a brutal curve. I mean, our deck has the ability to do things like this, and that's what's gotten us this far. Great games, Dufel, if you watch this one here on the VOD back on YouTube. Really enjoyed those. They were really difficult, and you're a very good player that put me in a tough spot there in game 2. So, enjoyed them a bunch, and thanks for the match. Man, those were some tough ones, but those wins are what make this league a lot of fun, because you get to play against some really great players, some very highly competitive decks, and get the win and feel good about yourself. So we move from 11th place with a record of 10-4 all the way up to 10th place with a record of 11-4. And you see, we do actually beat a couple people out on tiebreakers, but there are 13 players in this league who are 11-4 or better. Just an insane amount of competition here. And the 10-5 list, if I can actually look here for a moment, I'm just going to tell you the 10-5s go all the way down to 30th place. So there are 30 players that are 10-5 or better in this league, and it feels great to be where we are, but we're only halfway done. We got a lot to go. Within the Abzan clan, we do stay in second, and the top 8 of the Abzan clan all have a record of 10-5 or better, with Pluto still at the very top of us. So a great start to the league, a great end to the week. We went 3-2. So it's a fine week. It's a fine week. We're going to see if we can do just slightly better here going forward and give ourselves a pretty good chance here at top 8. So thanks for tuning in today, and I'll see you next time on Monday for your next Arena Gauntlet League match.